Hey there, Capricorn, and welcome back to One Echo Tarot. I am here with your February 2021 reading. Say that 3 times fast. Okay, so Capricorn, if you haven't already, I highly recommend, I've been doing it for everybody, that you check out my video for the Global Collective, the Global Village Collective reading for February. It's really important to know just the importance of what's happening in February, because this is the threshold to the age of Aquarius, and it's going to mean different things to all of the signs. What it's meaning for you is really kind of in relationship to your relationship with Saturn and with Jupiter, because those are the 2 planets that are really bringing in this new age. So you, all last year, know exactly what it's like to have Saturn and Jupiter hanging out with you, because they left you just at the end of last year. And hopefully you had a great Christmas, because, you know, just from what I was seeing as I recall, that you had the potential to have one of the best Christmases ever. And holiday season, after a lot of work that Saturn's been kicking your butt with, and that Jupiter made everything larger than life. Now the focus for you is, you know, now that you've kind of given your whole identity an overhaul, now it's time to ground it in the energies of Taurus, kind of, because the 2nd house is ruled by Taurus. But we'll get to some other Taurus aspects later. But, you know, Taurus is all about grounding. It's an earth sign, and it's the 2nd sign in the zodiac. And so it's like once the identity of the person has been established, then it's time to establish the foundation to build from. So that's what you're working on. You've got money on your mind, probably tightening those purse strings like a good Capricorn. And you're building a frugal budget. That's kind of what all of February is going to be about for you, is this focus on your money, on your financial freedom, your financial stability, and creating new structures that will support whatever it is you're working on in that respect. So any of the debts that you may have lingering from the past, it's probably wise that you use this Mercury retrograde cycle to help you get those debts paid, so that you're going to avoid a mess later on. And that's what Mercury retrograde is going to do for you. So now we get to start to talk about Taurus, because there are 2 planets, Saturn, which is your ruler, if I'm not mistaken, and Uranus. So Saturn square Uranus on February the 17th is going to be that point in the month where everybody has some sort of event of fate. And there's 2 more dates too. That's why you need to check out the global one. 2 more dates, one in the summer and then one on Christmas Eve, where this same dynamic is going to converge. And it's really going to be about the tension between you building up the foundation to your new life and your new world, and balancing that out between your desire for romance. So it's the tension between the 2nd and the 5th houses. There also could be some tension around children with regards to all of this sort of thing. And then because of the element of surprise with Uranus, Mars and Uranus, as I said, are in Taurus, and that's going to be until the end of February generally. So this is what's happening in your 5th house. You may have some surprises. There could be a pregnancy. So if that's something you don't want, you should probably take extra precautions. You would have been one of the folks I was talking to in the global reading. Or this may be exactly what you're looking for. And at this time, you know, that sort of thing is definitely possible. The new moon in Aquarius is where things lighten up. Now that's going to be ahead of the tension. We've got, with the moon cycle, we've got some activity with the moon before and after. So the tension is going to be the greatest between around the 15th to the 22nd. So when you get to, when you have the new moon in Aquarius, February 11th, just prior to that, you may find a new career opportunity that's really going to contribute to this bottom line, second house, financial security and stability thing. It's definitely going to be a new start in those kinds of things for you. The full moon in Virgo, which comes after all those tension points with Saturn and Uranus, is actually happening in your 9th house, which is your 9th house, obviously, of philosophy and travel. So while the second house focus can also be about your core values, the 9th house is about the values of the community and how they interplay with you. So, so at this point, Capricorn, especially after all of this, work that you were doing with Saturn for the last couple of years, your philosophy on life has solidified, especially over the last 5 months. Authenticity over perfectionism, okay, is gonna win the game, and you're gonna lay down any power struggles, because you may have been finding that that maybe the stubborn qualities of Capricorn have been getting in your way when it comes to how you interact with the world. And so you may have softened and arrived at that conclusion, possibly even encouraged because of the circumstances that we all find ourselves in. You've really had to get in touch with what's really important to you. So power struggles not being one of them. Funny that, huh? All right, so I will put away the astrology. Oh, and I just realized that I didn't clean up my cards from the last reading, but that's okay, because what can I say to Capricorn while I clean up my cards? Capricorn, you really, 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 really need to evaluate the past couple of years and give yourself a pat on the back, because even though Saturn is your ruler, he's probably going to be toughest on you. And I just want you to know with full and total confidence that it'll be another 12 years before you're going to have to deal with that again. Or is it 24? And the person you are now is likely very different from the person you were 5 years ago. And especially within these last 2 years, you've really managed to really, hone in on what's most important in your life. So, no, that's not it. So what do we have for Capricorn? No, that's not it either. What's going on? There we go. Oh, look at that. We're looking back on the past. We're taking inventory. And that's exactly what you should be doing. Like I said, it's really about taking stock of everything that you've learned in the last few years. Yeah, see? King of Pentacles, that's you. Your obstacle has been you. And that may be what you're realizing as you take, stock of things. And that, that's not to say that you should get into a self-punishing headspace or whatever. It's like everybody's got to learn. This is the end of the cycle of however, like I said, it's like it's the whole new you. So in the past, you may have, entered very naively into your adventure. Yeah, there could have been an Aries in your past as well, as the Fool often represents Aries. Ooh, have you found a way to love yourself, Capricorn? That's a whole brand new way of thinking for you. I mean, it could be a new beginning in love. But success is guaranteed no matter what this is about. Success is definitely guaranteed. And it's going to be the kind of success that's recognized by your peers. You, it looks like, have become, you know, a kinder, gentler version of yourself. and you really are operating from a place of authenticity like never before. And it feels good, doesn't it, Capricorn? Ooh, look at that. New beginning. New beginnings, that new contract maybe. That's going to help to solidify your sense of security. Yeah. So in your hopes and fears, you may have some hesitations about where you sit spiritually or where you sit in relation to commitments and marriage. So we've got ourselves the Eight of Wands. Whatever shift is happening in Mercury or in February during Mercury retrograde could have an Aries that buzzing comes back like a boomerang. I'm getting this feeling that everything old is new again. You know, yeah, baby, you're manifesting. Just like everybody. I tell you, all of these energies in Aquarius are helping everybody to manifest a lot of healing, a lot of stability, security, joy. Everything is getting covered by this this entrance into the age of Aquarius. So I'm going to get my little cards here to get a few more details of the story. Okay, well, we've got the King of Cups has popped out here in the past. Oh my goodness. Okay, King of Cups, Ace of Cups, and the Hierophant. So look at that. Two cards that are already on the board. Nope. These ones. And then, you know, this is emotional availability, a very mature perspective on the emotions, and also could be a water sign, so a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. And this is on your first card, which is where you're taking inventory and taking stock of things. So yeah, there could have been a commitment with a water sign. And you're reflecting on that a great deal right now. So let's see what the obstacle here, you, King of Pentacles, guy, girl, whoever, human, Capricorn human, with another Capricorn human. So this may be just a, you know, that you're integrating this kinder, gentler, softer version of Capricorn. You know, it's like, you see here, it's like the masculine energies of Capricorn, very well represented here, as your obstacle. So maybe this whole new side of you that's emerging is actually you balancing the feminine energies within. And like I said, bringing sort of a kinder, gentler Capricorn to the table. You know, bringing those nurturing qualities out. You know, with your money with Mercury retrograde, I hate you. With your money on your mind, you know, you're not really thinking too much about the nurturing side of things, or you know, you're seeing money as the only tool that you can use. Got to find balance in that. So for the world, truth. So the world usually represents, you know, the finishing of cycles or full circle. And our experience, while it feels linear as we travel through life, it's actually a spiral. So if you keep hitting the same patterns over and over again, it's because you're supposed to. It's part of your signature of your soul. And so, you know, if the same issues come up again, just, oh, okay, we're taking this to a new level. As opposed to thinking, damn it, I'm too stupid to get past this stuff. You know, watch that negative self-talk, Capricorn. But there's a truth emerging about those old cycles for you, about what's been left in the past. The world also represents fixed signs, so that's Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, and Scorpio. I like to call them the stubborn ones, because they're all fixed signs. Once they make up their mind, that's it. So the truth is that, you know, maybe the power struggles issue. What's the next card on that? Yeah. Too much impulsivity, you know, too much running around. Maybe even a tendency to get stuck in the past, and get stuck in your work. Yeah, that's definitely your past signature that you're leaving behind. So what was this journey that you recently embarked on? Could be with a younger fire sign. Someone who's got a lot of plans, someone who likes to travel, someone deeply intuitive, and it also, you know, High Priestess can also point to secrets. So this may have been a situation that that was under wraps, and that ultimately you got left out in the cold with. So this card, wow, talk about repeating patterns. So we've got your Ace of Cups, this sense of new love for yourself, or could be a new love interest with this Aries. And it could be this Aries from the past. So whatever this situation is, whether it's professional or romantic, you're going to see some really great returns about it, because everybody's going to know, and it's going to cause you a bit of anxiety because you're going to be, it's like almost like a little parade with Capricorn and his new beginning, and you're like, I don't want people to know what I'm doing. Yeah, there's something that's a big burden in this success. I mean, maybe there are aspects of this situation that you're not sharing with anyone. So not anybody really knows the full story, you know? Only some people know, you know, you may be compartmentalizing your experiences. Yeah, this person from the past, Six of Cups. So there's some sort of a soulmate dynamic here. Kindred spirit. Whether you've known them before or whether you're just meeting them and that's what it feels like, you know? Yeah, and it's gonna kind of put you in this state where you're gonna be, you know, possibly juggling some options. There's a decision to be made. It's causing you a lot of anxiety, but ultimately, it really is about success. Could also be about a Leo. On the Page of Cups. Ooh, look at that. Your offer, your authenticity is what's going to make everything move big time. Authenticity is your key to everything. I'm going to write that down. Authenticity is the key to everything for you, Capricorn. If it's not authentic, it ain't going to fly. Coming from you or coming to you. Hangman, because this is a part of your enlightenment. You are learning the power to make things happen through surrender as opposed to power struggle. So maybe this is what's causing you the anxiety, is the power struggles that you know, maybe have found comfort in. A lot of your identity has been wrapped up in those power struggles. Let's take a look at the Ace of Pentacles in the new beginning. Well, look at that. Leo shows up again with the Sun. So, you know, and also you could be manifesting a child. And that would definitely be a new beginning. Maybe a child has just been born even in your family, and it's providing a tremendous amount of happiness. Ooh, and somebody's got a bit of pain around this. It's kind of, you know, there may have been a death in the family and a birth kind of happen really close together. And so that's the mixed, you know, kind of laughter through tears dynamic of the ironies of life and how things don't really make sense sometimes, but then they really do. You know? So for the Hierophant, let's get a card on that. Commitment, deeper spiritual. Yeah, I'm thinking that this really is more about your spirit than it is necessarily about commitment. It's about listening to the divine. And it's about integrating a more spiritual sensibility about things, you know, which will also assist in whatever power struggle games you're trying to get yourself out of. You know, it's about being kind. It's about being patient. It's about having faith in something greater than you. And that authenticity and how you express it within your community may cause you a lot of anxiety initially. Before I open my mouth too much here, I should pull another card. So now we're pulling cards on the Eight of Wands, your final outcome. Okay, let's see what's going to happen here. I can't wait. This one. Justice. So whatever's coming, you know, is going to bring you justice. Your authenticity is going to bring you justice. You know, and you know what works better when you're dealing with the law than absolute truth? Nothing. I'm telling you right now. And this is transformative. Majorly transformative for you. We've got we've got the Death card. So you could be dealing, the signs here, we're talking about Libra, Scorpio, but we're also talking about justice, and we're talking about balance and transformation. So you could be pulling yourself out of those old, worn habits of power struggles and, you know, playing the game. And it's like, you don't need the game anymore, Capricorn, because you just got you. Authentic you. And I'm not pulling any more cards on that. Authentic you is what's going to give you success. But what's going to give you anxiety about that is that this is going to be a new side of you. The softer side of you that most people don't see. You know? They're used to that tough Capricorn exterior. But, you know, and you're going to show them a softer side of you. Capricorn. It's a good time to do that. All right? So I'm going to put these cards to the side and grab my Oracle of E cards because they're so much fun. And yeah, I love the messages on these cards. So what does the Oracle of E have for Capricorn for February 2021? And there's your card, Capricorn. Oh! Leaping in love. So go get it. Go get it, Capricorn. You know, be your authentic self. And get out of there. So, you know, because it's going to move you. Whatever authentic exchange, announcement, thing that you need to share is going to move things. It may move you. So, very exciting times for you. So, Capricorn, this is my Marshall McLuhan Distant Early Warning deck. It is a collector's item, and it's my favorite card deck that I have out of my collection. Marshall McLuhan was a very important thinker, Canadian, although he did teach in the U.S. He left this mortal coil in '79, and he left us with a lot of things at that time that we couldn't have possibly understood. In fact, you know, he was on a lot of TV shows because he had some interesting things to say, but nobody really knew what he was talking about. Now we know what he's talking about. So, you're going to see me infuse Marshall McLuhan's thoughts through a lot of my work because I've found that in my pursuit of all sorts of different modalities of alternative healing, that McLuhan has been the brightest light for me. To understand the conditions that humanity finds itself in with the media, on much more than, you know, whether it's fake news or it's more than news. It's about everything. Anything that extends our senses is media. So, at any rate, I'll have a little bit more to say about how I want to bring Marshall into my world more to share with you once I get these cards. See, it's so easy to get lost on a tangent with him. So, in tandem with my other friend Karen, who's doing some lovely work with hypnosis, she's given me a word that's kind of made me, I want to use that. So for the first card, I'm doing the energy of your universal experience at this present time. The second card is where it gets interesting, and we get advice from your superconscious. Pretty cool, huh? So, for the energy of your universal experience, I'm not going to interpret these too much. I'm going to just let them sit with you. Kinetic. For total awareness, the American says, I know it inside out. So that's the universal experience. The advice from your superconscious is visceral. For total experience, the Spaniard says, I know it as if I had given birth to it. Interesting. Oh, I love cards. It's just way too much fun. So, Capricorn, as I was saying, McLuhan is a very important part of my understanding of the world. It's given me a lot of sanity. So, I have a new project that I am bringing into this new Aquarian age, and that is Bon Echo and Friends, where me and my friends talk about all sorts of nerdy things like the brain, holistic health, history, and Marshall McLuhan. It's going to be a lot of fun. So right after this reading, you're going to see previews for your relationship diagnostic reading on my Patreon site, as well as your career reading on the Patreon site. For a small subscription, you get access to those, plus all the extended readings for every other sign, and even going back into last year. So I plan to add a lot more to it, all sorts of helpful little tools to help you navigate these crazy times. And then after all that, there's this little promo for my show, which I'm actually airing for the first time on YouTube this Sunday night. So stay tuned, and if you are looking for a personal reading, you can find me at Bon Echo Tarot. Just send me a message and we'll set it all up. In the meantime, Capricorn, take good care of yourself and enjoy your February. Well, they like hanging out with you. But the issue here, Capricorn, is around independence. Okay, so we'll get to that card in a minute. Oh, Capricorn. Oh, Capricorn. Really? Okay. Oh. Ay. Capricorn, what do you have going on? Oh. And somebody wants you because of how clever you are. And so, yeah, there's this crossroad. You're not going to really know exactly how to respond and which way to act until the end of February. So don't sign on with anyone new. It's like you can see it from a distance, you know?
Uncle Bob, Robert Anton Wilson, a contemporary to Timothy Leary.
Marshall's like, amen, sister. Amen.
Right?